Hello and welcome back, and in this lecture we are going to see that how we can concatenate two-dimensional arrays. So in the previous video we saw that how we can concatenate the one-dimensional array. Now it's the time to see that how we can do it with the two-dimensional arrays. So I have created three two-dimensional arrays here, array 1, array 2 and array 3, and through the Numpy library, and here I'm going to concatenate these three arrays. Okay, so first of all, let us remind from the previous video that if there are two one-dimensional arrays like this and you are concatenating the second array like this, 10, 11 and 12, then it comes something like this: 1, 2, 3 and then 10, 11, 12. So this is how it was working, right? Because all the elements in the one array and the second array, they all were added together. So this is known as the concatenation. Two arrays were added. Now the same thing will be applied to two-dimensional arrays as well. So if we are talking about the two-dimensional arrays, then what will happen if we will concatenate, not normal concatenation, which we do. If we do the normal concatenation, then all the two-dimensional arrays, they will be collected together like 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30, right? So it will become something like this: 1, 2, 3 and 10, 11, 12. So after concatenation, it becomes something like this. If you add one more, right, like one more two-dimensional array, it is two-dimensional array. So this is first two-dimensional array, and now after plus I'm adding second two-dimensional array, something like 9, 8, 10, and then the other one is 56, 57, 58, something like this, and this is another two-dimensional array. So this will look something like this after concatenation. The 9, 8, 10 and this one, they all will be added here, right? So this is how the output will be, and these all getting added in the in the single direction, in horizontal direction. So that is why it is known as the concatenation along the x-axis, because the x-axis, and if you know the coordinate geometry, the x-axis is the horizontal axis and the y-axis is the vertical axis, right? So the horizontal addition will be something like this, concatenation will be something like this. So all the two-dimensional arrays will be concatenated together, they will come here and they will be added here. So something like this will happen. So let us see what will be the output here. Let me just remove it, and then let us print it. Let me do r is equal to np dot concatenate, and then you can do like array 1, then array 2, then array 3, right? So if we add them and if we run them, oh sorry, I am not printing it, that's why it is not giving me any results. So it has become something like this: 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30 and 11, 20, 21, 20, 31. So all these in a line, they have all been added in a single two-dimensional array. All these one-dimensional arrays, the collection of one-dimensional arrays has been adjusted into one two-dimensional array, right? So this is how it will be concatenated along the horizontal axis, which is the x-axis, right? So if you want to specify that axis, you can use this keyword axis is equal to 0. So axis is equal to 0 means horizontal, right? So let me do it. So you can see, if you give it axis equal to 0, then it is horizontal. If you don't give any axis, then by default the axis is horizontal axis. That is what something you need to remember. So you know now what is the meaning of the horizontal axis, right? So this was the first question as well: create three two-dimensional arrays and join them across rows, which is the x-axis. Okay, so across the rows we have added all of them. Now we will do it along the columns, right? So I will do only one thing. The second one, the 20th question, is that I have to concatenate these three two-dimensional arrays along the columns, right? So I'm just going to do it along the axis is equal to 1, which is the y-axis, right? So if I will do it y-axis, then we are talking about the columns, right? So what are the columns? The columns goes like this. The first column of this this array is 1, the first column of the other one is 11, the first column is the 21. So these are along the columns, right? So if you go it vertical like this, 1 2 3 and 11 21 20, 31 and all these things, they are all along the y-axis, right? So if I do something like this, then you can see 1 2 3 11 21 31 20, and then it comes like 21 28 20 23 33. These all have been added in one single row, right? One single array. 1 2 3 11 21 20. So vertically along the vertical, all the elements have been added into a single array. So this is the alignment, or you can say the concatenation along the y-axis, vertically along the along the y-axis or columns, right? Now similarly, the same thing has happened for the starting from the second array. It's like 10 20 30 and 40 20 30 and 10 20 90. So these all you can see here. So now you might have understood that how it is done for the two-dimensional arrays along the x-axis and the y-axis, because if you talk about the two-dimensional array, then only it's x-axis and y-axis. If you do these things with the single-dimensional arrays, then there will be an error, because for the single-dimensional array there is only one axis. So if you will try to give axis is equal to 1 or axis is equal to 0, then there you will get some error, because there is no axis defined for the one-dimensional array, but for the two-dimensional arrays the axes are defined. Okay, so here you might have seen that how it works. Now let us see another method using which you can concatenate the two arrays, and that method is stack. That method is also the part of the Numpy library, and there is a difference the way it arranges. So stack is a method which arranges in the stack manner, right? It will create a stack, one after one, on top of other, one top of other, something like that it is done, right? So the next question is related to the using the stacking only. Okay, so this is how it will work along the stacking when you are using the stack. So it will work like the stacks one after the other. So how it will look like, let us see that. So there are three arrays I have already created, and now I'm going to do the stacking. Stack. Okay, so stack along the axis is equal to 0, which is the horizontal axis. So let us see what will be the output. So here you can see all those have been all these, like two-dimensional array for the first array, two-dimensional array for the second array, they all have been adjusted as a stack. So the first one is this has been added into a two-dimensional array. Then after that another two-dimensional array has been created. So along the along the x-axis they all have been arranged into the same two-dimensional structure. So there are three two-dimensional arrays within this array, the resultant array, right? But in case of concatenate, there was a difference. It was on the element basis, but it is on the array basis, and on the basis of the arrays it is stacking the arrays basically on top of other based on the axis, right? So on top of one another it is putting the arrays, the two-dimensional arrays along the x-axis, which means along this straight line 1 2 3 10 20 30 and then 11 21 31. So it is all in the straight line along the x-axis. It is only a single array. If you see, it's not it's not in the two directions, it is only in the horizontal direction. It is only in one direction, which is the x-axis. If you see this is nothing but something like this. You see this, right? So this is matching, right? It will already match for everything, but the thing is that this two-dimensional array has been placed inside one stack, right, in one group, right? And then the second group contains these two. So basically it is doing the stacking one after the other. It is putting all the elements, right? So that is why this method is known as a stacking method, stack method. So this is along the x-axis. If you do this along the y-axis, then the result will be different. So if you do along the y-axis, then it will concatenate along the column, right? 1 2 3 11 20 1 31 and 21 20. So you can see these three arrays has been have been grouped into a single two-dimensional array. 1 2 3 11 20 21 21 28 23. So this is how it will stack based on the two-dimensional arrays, based on the arrays, not on the elements. That one was doing based on the element. When we were using the concatenate, it was doing as per the elements, but this is taking the entire array as a single element. If you keep this thing in mind, then you will be able to understand the difference between the stack and the concatenating methods, right? So I hope you might have understood this, and this was really important, where sometimes you may need to decide that I want to arrange horizontally or vertically based on the arrays or based on the elements. If you want to do it based on the elements, then in that case what you will use the concatenate method. And if you want to do this along the y-axis based on the elements, then you will do concatenate. If you want to do based on the stacking, which means based on the arrays, you want to do the stacking of arrays around the along the y-axis, then in that case you can use the stack method. So I hope you might have understood the stacking as well, right? So stacking and concatenation, based on your need, you can rearrange your arrays in the similar manner. So you can keep practicing these concepts and these programs, then you will be able to understand these concepts really easily, because practice makes a man perfect. So you keep doing, just keep doing the practice. I mean, just knowing it doesn't work. Rather than knowing and rather than collecting the information, you just practice 2 or 3 questions every day for a programming language, then you will be perfect in in a very short span of time. So if you are in touch with all these things, then you will learn the things quickly. Otherwise, if you leave the practice, it's just like the mathematics. If you stop practicing the things, you will lose all of them, right? So with this, I would like to say have a nice day and bye bye. And please like this video, subscribe my channel, and if you like it, please share it with your friends. And in the next video, we will see about the distributions. What is the distribution? The probability distribution. So we will understand a bit about the probability as well, and what are the functions related to the distribution that have been provided by the Python library, the Numpy library. So with this, I would like to say have a nice day and bye bye. Thanks.